Now that's what you call fire. His name is the Grandmaster. And for the last hour, has been on the ones and twos. He's been on the turntables. He's been, a guy would say, Giovanna. DJ D Ayitego. Grandmaster, how are you? Charlie, why you don't want to grow old?
Oh, even Uncle Ken hasn't grown old. Uncle Ken hasn't grown old. I mean, I worked with him.
Yeah.
Here. For 10 years.
Yeah.
And Charlie, trust me, the music he used to jump to in the 50s, 60s,
them days.
and 80s, he was still playing on air. So, as for old, dear, unless we die,
I swear.
So, I mean, that's basically.
Charlie, but that jam was powerful. I'm sure if we left you till 6 p.m., you still rock.
Oh, the whole day, sir.
We cancel the show, just play music. You know this. They say they no go pay Philip Knight because he no produce nothing.
We used to do this.
We
used to do it when we were here.
Yeah.
We started off very slowly, and then we got to know people. If I'm supposed to tell you, Ken Addy and myself, let me speak bad English. Myself.
I
mean, trust me, it's been a wonderful 14 years now. Now, no, wait.
It must be thereabouts.
So from 16 years.
2012.
Came here in 2004.
Wow.
In 2004.
So that makes it makes it 16.
Kennedy and I at least have known ourselves for 16 years.
Wow.
And, Charlie, the English is lost. the English is lost. We had fun.
Yeah.
Both on this show, outside. I remember when we even started. Then we used to call it Disco Fever, or was it Keteke Fever at that time?
Keteke Fever.
Yeah. And a listener said she wanted Ken Addy to play, and Ken Addy, he doesn't do outside shows like that, But he went into his car, brought his CD, said, "Cap." CD, play this one, you play this one, and we had a jam. There are days when I've been driving in my car. I've thought of some song that I heard whilst growing up. I mean, in the early 80s. I can remember a whole lot of things. But if you ask me the title of the song, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So then I'll pick up a phone and I'll call Kennedy and I'll say, "Uncle Ken, Charlie, this song, this one." He said, "Oh, it'll be this one."
You mention I'm sharp.
And he would take his time off and tell me that, okay, I'm recording the song for you. By the time I get to his house, he's recorded a CD or two for me.
That's right.
Of the same brand. There were days when Kennedy is going to work, going on leave, or he's not coming to the show because maybe he's not well or he has something to do. He will just pick up the phone and call me, say,
come over
for me.
That's all.
I mean, myself and Ken, I say no size.
No, definitely. And you know, Uncle Ken is on Twitter now.
He's what?
He's on Twitter now.
Finally.
Oh yeah.
When he came on Facebook, we were there.
Yeah. And he has a fan base actually. Sac has Sac Nation. There's SM Family. There's High Grade. Uncle Ken has the Canadicts.
I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that is fun. I mean, Canadic.
Every Thursday evening.
Yeah.
When it's 9 o'clock, then my mother calls me.
Definitely.
That I'm listening.
So your mother is a Canadic. Definitely.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
As for Ken, Charlie.
Definitely.
George,
Uncle Ken.
Point of order. You haven't even introduced me.
No, I haven't.
Nobody out there.
I haven't.
Hold on. Nobody out there knows I'm here.
Let me get there.
And you are seated here with Nia Ayitego.
And we're talking about you.
Who is our guest for today? And you end up talking about me who's not here.
Of course.
Yes.
Who else are we talking about?
What kind of...
And that is the man, Uncle Ken, our one and only legendary Uncle Ken. Yes, and it's Canadic. So all Canadics, George, please tune in. Yes, Uncle Ken.
Nia Ayitego. In my house, everybody in my house knows Nia Ayitego as my first son, my eldest son, because of the way I am with Nia and how I talk about him to my boys and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Niaye has been somebody I have grown so close to, and I've loved him, and I like him for so many attributes that I'm not going to bother to bring about on this show. But he got me onto this particular show.
Oh, great. Then
it was
a good getting.
Then it was known as
Rhythms A to Z.
Well, it was Rhythms A to Z.
It was Rhythms A to Z.
Yes,
it was Rhythms A. Yeah, Rhythms A to Z.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it was known as Rhythms A to Z.
Yeah.
And he was the host. And after a while, he introduced the entertainment segment to the show. And one day, I think they were discussing something about film. And Nee felt that I should come on the show to talk about it. So I came on the show. And I think he was well pleased with my performance. He pleaded with me to stay on.
Oh.
And if it hadn't been for him and another youngster that I loved so much while he was here, I still love him, but I mean when he was here, Koko Bengaje.
Oh yes.
Koko Bengaje was Nee's producer.
He was a producer.
Yeah, he was a producer. Yeah.
Koko Bengaje was Nee's producer at the time, and these two guys at Joy FM were my babies, my boys, so to speak. So I couldn't say no to them, and I came on the entertainment segment, and I've been there since.
And I'm sure everybody's glad you've been here.
Oh,
definitely. Everybody's been glad. It's been great. It's been super fun. Alright, so it's going to be a great afternoon. You're tuned into Joy 99.7 FM. This is Showbiz A to Z. And in the studios, we've got the legendary Grandmaster Ni Aitego. Of course, Uncle Ken is also here. And pretty soon, we're going to be going over to the lady who's dressed like she's going for what's up you the Gusef. We'll come to Karen Noel Ayale very soon, who's got Showbiz this week. Ahead of that, congratulations to all the winners of the My Mother, My Hero Mother's Day promotion with Frital. Yeah, we've got about 25 people. We're 25, so we're celebrating everything in 25s. Ernestina, Abapuli, Amanda Osei Kisi, Mary Taylor, Mrs. Abigail Zuta, Abigail Opoku, Mawu Kwenya Peace, Madam Agbeve Elizabeth Achufi, Dorothy Aseye, Said Suraya, Khadija Abdul Wahab, Dr. Mrs. Evelyn Yaira Boni, Mrs. Rubini Quaye, Dr. Jifa Bella Ufurie J, Salasi Ahiano Sarah, Dr. Ajwa Santipuku, Maria Fuseni, Margareta Gloria Chandi, Anna Auro, Folakemi Fatima Abdul Hamid, Lucy Frempom Bechi from Ejiso, Joanna Ampa, Mambinan Bindipum Grace, Aulatu Abukari, Grace Amedisoa, and Elizabeth Ampafoa. They walk away with exciting prizes from the Frital and Wilma family, including bags of rice, cooking oil, seasoning cubes, Alife medicated soap, and a lot more. Frital, love your food, love your life. Supported by Joy Prime, Hits FM, Asempa FM, Adom FM, Joy FM, and Joy News. Education is still definitely secured, convenient, and easily accessible on Joy Learning. Here's how you can access the Joy Learning channel on your multi-TV Digibox. Rescan your TV set or seek assistance from an installer nearby. Find Joy Learning and access classroom lessons for SHS and JHS students. For more lessons, go online and download the Wulu app or visit www.wuluafrique.com or call 0264 790-970 or 0302 211-688. You get core subject and electives in science, business, and general arts. Register and subscribe to any subject of your choice. Joy Learning is brought to you by KNET, SCS, and Wulu. Joy Learning, please keep learning. If you want to get access to the Joy New Learning channel on Multi TV, or just having any challenges with your box, you can contact Multi TV for assistance on these numbers: 0244 340437, 0244 340415, beg your pardon, and 0244 340424, or 0302 226 163. Multi TV, just thrills. And your convenience and safety means a lot to us. Easy does it. Read all the news at home. No need to leave your home or office when the news is available to you on the go. Get your device now and download Graphic News Plus from Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Buy your e-copies of the Daily Graphic, the Mirror, Graphic Business, Graphic Showbiz, Junior Graphic, Graphic Sports, and videos. Free news and a lot more. I have it, so trust me, it's pretty convenient. That's the plus for you. You further enjoy 10% discount on monthly subscription, 15% for 3 months and subscription, and 20% up to 6 months and beyond. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
It's Showbiz A to Z.
So on Sundays, the footballers meet at the park, the Omutuo guys at their joints, the church folks share the grace, and friends and family come over to visit. But now with MTN Sunday Special, your Sunday just got a lot more special. For only 54 pesos, you can text and talk all day, every Sunday. Guess what? With 1 CD 9 pesos, you can talk the whole day and get a cool 20 megabytes of data. This is where it gets even more exciting. Now for 2 CDs 17 pesos only, you can call all other network all day plus 50 megabytes of data. So who is it you love talking to? Is it your mom, dad, sister, brother, or that special somebody? Maybe me? Just keep talking all day every Sunday with MTN Sunday Special. Send yes to MTN short code 5050, that's 5050 to sign up. On MTN, that's why we are good together. We there for you everywhere you go. And she's here all dolled up. Noela, where are you going?
Oh, I'm coming here.
Hey. Here, Pempuni. Oh, because you hear the Grandmaster was coming, you decided to.
Oh, I know. I factored that in.
You've been crashing on the man since. Since. We can settle it now.
Not crash, but I admire his work.
You admire his work.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll admire more when you get to know him better.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you haven't heard about him?
I have. That's what I'm saying.
Fine, white. Even when you go to Papua New Guinea, they talk about him.
Where?
Yeah, Papua New Guinea. Even there, they've heard about the Grandmaster. Yes.
I see.
We've also been joined by Kwame Rasta, the man from the mountains. Rasta.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while. Where have you been?
I'm actually coming from Dambai.
Dam where?
Dambai.
You the stay at home you didn't hear?
No, I didn't.
Ah, okay. All right.
George, did he tell you he was going to be
He
late?
did not tell me he was going to be late. We should throw him out of the studio.
Did he tell the producer he was going to be late?
Yeah, when he called me.
No. Oh, I'm not asking you.
In fact, get out. Get out of my studio. Why are you coming to the show late? In fact, get out.
Sorry.
No. We don't care. You are sorry. The show starts at 2. We finish at it's already 3:30. You are not getting here.
To my listeners and my fans out there.
No. Still get out. In fact, you can't continue treating us this way. Last week you didn't come. Today too you are here. And he didn't come. You didn't come last week. Last week too you didn't come. And then today too you are here. You are late. Why are you always disrespecting us? Because I listen to you on other stations.
But
You don't do
why
that.
are you talking to me like that?
But who else should I talk to like that? Cut. It's a wrap. Alright, so we're going straight for showbiz this week. Karen, talk to us. What's in the news?
In case you're tuning in to the show for the first time, this is Showbiz A to Z, and this is Showbiz This Week on Showbiz A to Z, right here on Joy 99.7 FM. I'm Noella Karen-Yali, and basically on Showbiz This Week, we bring you a wrap of all the topical showbiz stories you missed out during the week. And so if you worried in the past about missing out on all the teas, well, I did for you, so make you no worry. That being said, let's get down to business and talk about the three ladies who have kept social media ablaze for the past 3 weeks. I'm talking about rapper Eno Baroni, Frida Rhymes, and Sister Fia. So for the benefit of those who are new to the story, let me fill you in on the story so far. So the story is basically about three, two rappers, one singer rapper, engaging each other in a lyrical battle, what most of you guys will refer to as a beef. And it started with Sister Fia, singer Sister Fia, who decided to show her rap skill. In a single, I beg your pardon, she released called WMT, which according to her means Women Must Talk. But the song generated a buzz on social media because she talked about a lot of controversial, issues which made people believe she was referring to Wendy Shea, Sister Deborah, and Ikuapim Polo. Now, she came out later to rubbish those claims, but her explanation wasn't good enough for rapper Frida Rhymes, and so she replied to Sophia with KMT, which is Komot. But unfortunately for her, her Komot song also didn't sit down well with Eno Baroni, and so she also decided to release Rap Goddess as a reply to both musicians. So that's the history of the story of the beef so far. But the last couple of days, George, I've seen the ladies go hard at each other, lyrically, and refusing to back down. It's Sister Fia who released You Got Nerves. And this time around, the song was not to empower women like WMT, but a diss track at Frida Rhymes and Eno Baroni. But you can trust social media, users. They found something wrong with that single. But first, take a listen, and I'll tell you all about it.
I'm a go-getter. Sing, I'm a punch, it's a Mayweather. Yeah, punch on point, I do better chance. I rap and I watch it just a beat beggar. Yeah, go try, judging me. Or be sure you're going to judging me. Not a body near the rap, yeah, I would have been. Never punch line, yeah, him, I won't to me. What did I know the other? Lazy ass rapper, what the yafa? How can you compare yourself to Queen Solomon next year? What's up with the yafa? Yeah, that be where you the fit in. Me, I see the way you the break in. What's that to rap here? And cow, yeah, cow first born and you're 15. Filler. I want to your back on the fillet. Ufria, dear, what sign name? Deal, yeah, the way you travel and talk. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. MFA. Yo, now say, mama girls, now you're hyper. I want to make to send me a viper. My mama had wait to me and you soon, yes, till next time. Look at Yaka. Why not see me a fake no? Why not see what compare me wolf? Men no menya rapper. See, I'm not trying to make sense. I been for now, my master incense. Next time, so who bring to jam me a goddess stick? I said the name of Sister Fia. Maybe the baddest, Kobe's are the highest. See me in the air now, who be the flyest? Cardi B in your polo. Jai Jimmy, I'm a cassa with your colo. If you would see me, I'm okay. We on the gram, I did I'm a follow. Share, open me who news are Bram and China, my mouth filler. I just say, right before the phone, stick up on warm. Now
it's Showbiz A to Z.
You got nerves. Bars. So before I tell you what social media fanatics found wrong with her song, I want to take the general submission of our panelists on what they make of this comeback.
Who was the very first voice?
Sister Fia.
The very first voice you played?
Yeah, Sister
today?
Fia.
Yeah.
Sister
Yeah,
Fia.
that's Sister Fia. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I wanted to find
Did you enjoy it?
No, the very first line.
Kanadi
Yeah.
is not a rap person.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
The very first line that she came out with stuck with me.
There were two fiancés.
Thank you.
I see.
but Neri, what's your take? What do you think
On what?
on this whole all-girl beef and everything, the rap?
Well,
Not really the song.
Yeah, the song, this particular song actually.
Look, I've been following rap since 1979, even though I was only 2 years old. If whether she wrote it or somebody else wrote it for her, look, rap is rap. If it's good and you put it out and people like it,
that's the most important thing.
That's when sleep.
Was this good in your opinion?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm still trying to get all my 3 words together and then I can understand everything. But
yeah.
I mean, from what I heard, it's fine.
Rasta.
I like the fact that the situation is provoking them to hit the studios.
What do you have in your ears? They said we should lose mask. They didn't recommend any for ears.
I know you're envious of me.
No, I am not. So what do you have in your ears?
So I think that it's not a song that would it's not his song. But then again, it has placed her in a certain light. Now I know she's a rapper, or she can rap. I never knew what she did. I'd seen people write Sister Fia or mention Sister Fia. I didn't know what she did with her life to become that popular. Now I know she's a musician. So, and I'm sure listeners and fans also have been drawn to her energy. It's up to her to sustain it or even improve on it. But if you are coming at Eno, this has to be go a notch higher.
It should be a bit heavier.
But again, a good effort, and like Nia said, if she altered it herself or not, I mean the Drakes and whatnot have ghostwriters, so why not stay? It's a good effort.
Well, quite interesting. You found on social media, just simply couldn't believe that she wrote the, lyrics herself. They assumed it was Rapper Medical that did. And what gave, the allegation or assumption more flesh was the fact that Medical commented on the post of the song, if that makes sense, on Instagram. Yeah, sure.
Do you like what's this female rapper's name? Eve? No, not Eve.
Missy?
Nicki? No.
Nicki?
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Minaj. You like Nicki Minaj?
I love her.
You know she doesn't write her own raps?
Yeah.
No, she does.
She doesn't?
No.
Really?
No.
She doesn't write her own
She's been going on and on.
Exactly.
She's been beefing people about this particular topic.
So, I mean, why are we concerned who wrote it?
Yeah.
Really? Or why are people concerned who wrote it?
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But you see,
are we confusing Cardi B with Nicki Minaj?
No. Nicki Minaj doesn't write her raps.
I see.
And a whole lot of rappers don't. Puff Daddy doesn't write his raps.
Okay.
I'm sure if even like he said Drake, Drake doesn't write a few. You understand?
Yeah.
That's the way the world is. Even music, Kennedy will tell you. Even in the 60s, people were writing people's raps for them.
I see.
Have you heard of Heat Wave?
No, I haven't.
Do you know Rod? Is it Temperton?
Temperton.
You know he wrote Michael Jackson's hit songs for him. At least 3 of them.
Babyface also writes for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicki has about Nicki has about 4 or 5 people that she works.
You were 2 years.
She has about 4 or 5 people that she works.
Let us be honest when it comes to a whole lot of things. Let us not pretend that if I write your raps for you, right, it makes you
a lesser of a musician.
Fantastic.
Of an artist, yeah.
Fantastic. Because if Michael Jackson had somebody write his big song for him, what again?
Yeah.
Or Uncle. What again?
True. I don't know how we ended up like we have. I don't know if hip hop is the reason, because the forerunners or the more astute ones seem to be lyrically endowed and so altered their own poetry and then raps. But maybe it skewed the conversation. But I agree with you that it is not healthy that we slight persons who do not write for themselves. Yes.
Right. If you are writing some thesis or something, I mean, at some point in time in the university, you sit with your lecturer or whoever it is who's supposed to be guiding you or whatever, and there are a few things he will say that you may pick and put down, in your
to inspire your work.
That is the way it works.
Anyway,
you can't say everything, or you can't think of everything. Somebody will come up with something for you.
Karen, let's go on. What's next in showbiz this week?
Sister Fia came out to rubbish those claims that she didn't write the lyrics herself, and she did in a tweet. I'm going to read excerpts of that tweet. She says, quote, "I wrote the verses in my new song and Medical played no part. I sacrificed my sleep to put all these verses together without no input from him. The style might look similar to that of Sarkodie, Manifest or Medical, but that doesn't mean it's their writings. I love these rappers, so definitely there'll be similarities when I'm writing my rap verses. If for nothing, I should be given credit for that because I put in a lot of effort. End of quote. And after addressing Feeder Rhymes and Eno and You Got Nerves, Eno again released a reply, hoping that this time the argument will be done.
Who released the reply? Eno Baroni.
Yes.
She released a reply.
Argument.
Okay, argument. All right, let's hear argument and then we'll come back and continue.
Mr. Memanchi, I made dream when I'm young, Crasa, you be quad mother of all rappers, the rap goddess, who be summoning Mama, my bat and who maybe a seminam, Mekata, and so you must say, Pram, and yes, so to your and I will so to your ghost strike, and then I'm here and then I am to Mama Felano, Mama Cantam, Mumu be any hope to many a ham. Right, I never send a leverage, and walk your pen, Sadia, Strata, Potrasem, I demon Sam, Bat, Pama, Hodes, and the bar running, drop bar running, windy bar running, this is bar running, Missy, when you're not doing a Debbie, better when you're when you was a me and I was a mirror child romance, so maybe bored but distress. Next time, what to be far, but you break and she will not put you from one check you with me when you're not yourself, so nobody's shaming. Shout out to my heavy load queens. Your mom wanted to take my dress, I shall hips. If you want to maintain a big booty, see me and who my chin and my mouth, tip, I can't never out, so she let it make sense. Your career never make better. How you feel make sense? I'm God sent. I'm a person from God, it's all honey with incense. The other say, dear mom, when you with us, come on, me with your chest and with your hand tap. The master that to be me and non chess away a rapper. You put your condens, you will not him. Nya dear, what better than them? Two power to when you be a rapper. What you mean as a matter with Jimmy Bay US in Kane?
It is Showbiz
Me?
Yes.
Challenge.
Let me be honest with you. Half of what she said I didn't understand.
Oh.
But I'm being honest. But from the way
because you are not proficient in Quaye or
of course, Abigama.
Yes. I just want to not because she's not good.
So if she's rapping tiny, everything he said.
Oh, fine.
No, but the way George was, going all out at it, it must have been better than what we heard the first time.
Better, I don't know, but I kind of like the play on words. You know, there was a very sexual line there that also sort of described her aberration when it comes to her rap delivery.
I'm looking at your reaction to the rap. So it's either you like her
no.
And are reacting properly,
or
you are actually reacting. Somebody who understands the language.
No, I am reacting as somebody who understands the language. But I like all of them. I like all of them. You know, I like the way she wove the words, and if you understood Quaye, you know, like I do, you'd probably appreciate it too. I like it, but you know, and each this and the one we played before, the You Got Nerves, and this one, there were lines that I like. The You Got Nerves, for instance, the line that Uncle Ken liked, though, to fiancé one, I kind of like that line. But why not tell to go and because those ones are not that fair. You know,
George.
Yes, Uncle Ken.
How can you quote me wrongly?
You didn't like it.
Did I tell you I liked it? Or I said it stuck in my mind.
Okay, sorry. You said it's stuck.
So be careful. Hey, these days I'll issue my lawyer's instructions.
So you didn't like it?
Huh?
You didn't like
That's
it?
another question.
So I'm asking that question now.
No, I don't want to answer that
now.
I like the energy of. I mean, it's Eno, and if you know Eno from back in the day, she's always been a rapper. She's lived it. She, in my opinion, and having had that close encounter with her, she's always wanted this opportunity to go at something, but in a male-dominated sport, and then in a sport that sort of has issues with being a female front carrier or runner. It is. She's always been the Lone Ranger.
Kwame, please.
You know. No.
Sometimes don't make those excuses.
Okay. This is not females. Let me brief.
Females stop from doing what?
No, I'm saying that she's been the lone ranger in rap in a male-dominated sport.
And you went further to say in a domain where the females are kind of you. No,
you should quote me. I'm waiting.
I won't quote.
Thank you. So yes, for her this is fodder. There's no denying the fact that and as the evidence, I believe that Medical had no part in authoring Sister Fia's thing. I believe them, though I do not know them personally. So if that is what it is, it sort of takes a certain gloss out of her punchlines. Right. But then again, the way she expressed herself, it places her above her. And even within the males bracket, I mean, somebody like Bulldog has come out to say that she's a rapper better than the sax and whatnot. That's an exaggeration.
We'll come to that,
but I think that this is seizing up an opportunity to cement her footprint in the
rap space.
All right, rightly deserved.
Okay, Nola, let's move forward.
So I'm very sure you heard Eno address a certain ghostwriter. I mean, if you know, you know. But for those of you who do not know, well, Rapper Medical thought the cap Eno threw in the argument dance fitted him perfectly, and so he decided to reply, and he did. In a tweet he says, "Don't ever think I'll waste time recording a diss track to a female rapper, especially when the person looks like a corpse. It's a death thing." 4 years ago, Eno linked up for a feature, gave her a verse and pulled up to shoot the video when called without charging a penny. Never expected her to disrespect me in any way, especially when I haven't wronged you. This is why people don't do good sometimes, I guess. You could have linked up again after all those years for another verse, because I'm hotter than I was back then. But no, human being would rather put dirt on my name for clout than get a hit song you can chop from. So this is what's going to happen. You will probably do a couple of diss songs and direct them to me. And as we all know, Ghanaians will hail you and mock me to make you believe you're the bomb, while they still jam to my music in their homes and parties. End of quote. And at this point, I want to ask if you guys want to say anything about Medical's reply, referring to her as a corpse and all of that.
Rasta.
I mean, if she looks like a corpse, she looks like a corpse. It's that simple. So I haven't seen Eno looking like a corpse. I mean, but if that is Medical's opinion, I think that it is within his right and it ought to be respected. The way Eno would also see Medical's wife is also within her right. Listen, this is war and all is fair. And Uncle Ken, what's that quotation again? In love and war, everything is fair, right? So yes, it is what it is. Long may it continue.
Okay. Honest thing I've noticed about a whole lot of Ghanaians, musicians, a whole lot of people. Yeah. Really, we don't speak the truth. When you come up with a song or come out with a song, you are actually supposed to write every single thing that each person played in the making of the song. So you take, let's say, a Michael Jackson album from 1983, and you have everybody's name, producer, who did this, who did that, who wrote this, who even played the trumpet. Right. You have the name there.
And did you say even?
Oh, everybody. I'm being me. you understand? So how some people are assuming that it was Medical that actually wrote the rap beats me. If the girl hasn't come to say that, who wrote
you can just jump into conclusions and say,
let's just enjoy the show.
Yeah,
that's all.
But
how about Medical's corpse comment?
Yeah,
that she looks like a corpse.
Yeah.
Oh,
and what was the lady's response?
Well, I'll tell you.
We are getting there. But what do you think?
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
No. Take your time.
His vision. I think 2 weeks ago, my family and I buried my grandmother.
Condolence. Deepest condolence.
My mom's mom. Sorry. and she was 95.
Oh,
okay. Now I was sitting in the place they did the thing. The body was lying there.
I the corpse was lying
there. Was a body. Whichever way you look at it, still a body. Yeah. The body was lying there. She was still looking like herself. And they put a black wig on her. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Brazilian or Peruvian?
They come gray small days and say, the woman chop 95. But black wig and no. So if he sees that she looks like a corpse, it's up to him. Okay. Nobody else.
Please, let's Uncle Ken hasn't spoken on this one.
I honestly think it's a very disrespectful comment to make, whichever way you look at it. And I don't know the medical that well, you know, but I think that to describe a living person
as a corpse,
as looking like a corpse.
Okay, let me just tell you something. When it comes to beef, wrapped beef, anything
it could be chicken.
But Uncle Ken, again, you see, what Nia Tego has said is a very solid point. But I also let me also land. You know, musicians play with a lot of literary devices, a lot of similes and metaphors and all that. What if he was not? It was not. It was not literal.
Not in a rap song.
It doesn't have to be. He's still a musician. He's still a creative mind. He's still a creative. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
When it comes to rap,
yes.
Okay.
Don't add.
I put my hands I put my hands up. I do not understand the intricacies that go on in that realm.
Yeah. Because if you
it's got nothing to do with me, and thank God I don't even know about it.
Because if you take let's say Nas and Jay-Z, they had beef.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
It was horrible. It was very, very horrible.
Oh, yes. Things have been said from one rapper to another
the other
because they've been fighting, etc. So,
if
that's what he says, well, if you see it differently, take yours differently.
We've also been joined by Sadiq Abdullah, who's CEO of 3 Music. Alaji,
George.
How's the family? Nice.
George,
yes.
Is he also going to discuss the issue about people turning up late for events?
We should throw him out, We should throw him out.
Because if he dares contribute,
because he comes late every day.
I've been waiting for him.
We will throw him out. I don't worry. Today, me and you will throw everybody else out and do the show with me and you go alone.
Joshua, put the Nana Romeo right.
Okay. So, Karen, let's move forward.
So, Eno Baroni replied, sent a call, also in a tweet. She said, I appreciate you doing a verse for me way back, and I have never disrespected you in any way, nor for clout chasing. I only sent out word to the ghost writer, and unless you are the ghost writer, you can't feel disrespected. Understand my lyrics first, Mr. Best Rapper. I understand you saying you never took a penny, because what I gave you back then compared to now was actually a penny. No be today, I be corpse, bro. I was born dead, so you can't kill me.
Fire!
Exactly. You understand? So I have responded, and I responded to the person who sang it. If you are the ghostwriter or you actually wrote it, then too bad.
Who the cup it? But I'm interested though. Medical said he was given nothing. He didn't take a penny. And Eno said what she gave then. It means she gave something. I feel like finding out what she gave.
How? To who?
She said she gave something. Didn't you
really? No. Finish the statement.
I finished. What did she give? That's my question.
No. If you want to quote her, quote her.
She said, and I quote, what I gave you back then was actually a penny.
Thank you. Now you have finished the sentence.
That's what I mean. Obviously, not a penny as in cash. So that's what I would love to know exactly what it was.
Yes. So if you have a problem,
for a penny.
If you have a problem, go digging.
Stay close.
Do I get the sense I can get the button?
Yeah.
Well, let me keep quiet.
Let's move forward. Karen, let's move forward.
George, most social media fanatics found everything wrong with Medical's reply. I mean, they first of all questioned why he had to reply considering the fact that she didn't mention names in any of her songs. And they also wondered why a man born of a woman, married to a woman, will call another woman a corpse. And so they, reacted to that. And Scabby
But didn't they see the woman say she was born dead?
Anyway, Scabby Zamani says, Champ, this be slow. She called you out lyrically on a beat. We expect you to address it also on a beat. Twitter fingers make you sound emotional. Chris Welbeck says, yo, this is below the belt. Fifi Friday says, a man who will stand in public and insult or exchange words with a lady gets no sense. Inti says, at least show some respect for females. You get one, no. Akusia Bim. K3 says, why, sir, you look like cops, so why you check or say Usia with the guy? What about?
You see why those Twitter plays are not the play for them.
Those are the reactions.
Thank God I still haven't been able to figure out.
Don't try. No, don't try.
Well, last comment also says, bro, what do you mean by female rapper? Have you forgotten all the award shows organized here in GH? You end up in the same category with her. Better defend the rap title you're holding. But I thought to find out from Eno who she was referring to in her song. Was she referring to Medical?
I never said Medical music for her.
Oh, in your line you did.
So what I said is, and now ghostwriter.
Right.
That's what, when I said it means hold your gun, because the one holding your gun, that ghostwriter is what I'm looking for. That's what I mean.
Oh. And you said online to be a medically weak.
Yeah.
Me a strong man. We get a wordplay, but we also know what's behind the wordplay.
Yeah. So what I am saying is, rap, you need to be that deep to put together things that will make people even think otherwise. And I am referring to the ghostwriter. I am not referring to Medical. But if Medical is the ghostwriter, then it means I'm referring to him. But me and you, we don't know whether Medical wrote it or not. So we leave it blank for the audience.
So who want to go first on
No, I don't have any comments on this one.
On what the beef?
On what you just said. That she wasn't really referring to Medical per se. She was referring to the ghostwriter. So if Medical believes he is a ghostwriter, then that's you.
I'm coming.
Very brilliant response, if you ask me.
If you is a singer, right?
Yeah. You know, I think
Sister Ifya.
There's Ifya before we confuse the other Ifya.
Oh, Sister Ifya.
You know, because of this particular show, I've had to listen to things I ordinarily wouldn't have. So that when I come here, Sadiq Abdullah and Kwame Rasta will not
bully you.
Bully me into the way they think. So I follow them blindly. So I need to explore some of these things from time to time, and I've been trying to do that. And I must say, I've been very impressed with the ladies, you know, and the manner in which Nee will tell you, and he made the point. I do not listen to lyrics that well. I'm more interested in the instrumentation whenever I listen to a song. So sometimes I miss most of the things that they say. But I like to see whether the beat behind what they're doing is good enough to grasp my attention, that kind of thing. And I've been very impressed with the ladies. I must say that. I think that there will be a match for most of the men. I believe so too. You know, I believe so too. And these are the things Sadiq and Rasta should be looking at, instead of telling me all the time that we should accept trash. These ladies don't put out trash.
No, they're
don't.
Hip.
They're up there, and these are the ones we need to encourage. Thank you.
We're going to be speaking to the Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture pretty soon. But let's finish the Showbiz This Week segment.
So,
quickly.
on Medical, he released a track just yesterday called Nonsense. But unfortunately for some music lovers, he didn't address the one person that they expected him to address, which is, of course, Eno Barani. So let's listen to the track and I'll take your submission.
Right on.
Black and white, different panda, designer, mafia, mabina, they be bags on my phone, sister, repatch out there, be my worry, now leave me alone. Me pick you up in Koro, sorry if you up in Polo. Daddy, another question, you will be on top, yes, Coco. EKB, are you a wedding planner? Still rapping the AMG, different carpenters every day with a hammer. Uber celebrities, why do they pull up in a Benzo? Poverty here, and Kanzo. And food here can cost yourself. And food here can cost yourself. No cake can cost yourself. And food here can cost yourself. Cost yourself. And food here can cost yourself. No cake can cost yourself. 2016, how baby, make out some jamming and
So that's Nonsense by Medical.
AMG Beyond Control.
And in the single, I don't know if you heard, but he was trashing Sister Derby, Captain Polo, and quite interestingly, yesterday, Eno, Strongman, and Sister Derby, they all released a flyer of a single they are yet to release called "Force Them to Release Nonsense." Or to play Nonsense, actually. So it's not yet out. We're all waiting for that to come out. But the last to also release her version of, or should I say her single or her diss track is Cedar Rhymes, actually. She released Point of Correction. I guess she had to, set some records straight. So listen.
Shouts to the old queens who paved the way. When I'm starting female rap, you be queens, no debate. I be one nana baby, or call you ain't no save the game. So I pay you my respect, and sister car, keep the chain. It's our time, you holding it down. Trying to break the chain, trying to make the name, keep the crown, trying to make the pay. Real bad, but I know got this. Nah, that be lame. Man behind the strum, free the right to just say. Okay. Funny how the idol started this now. 2020, what that's so print crown. Teacher for you and no, they're disappointed in you. What your money you're from, that was a big foul. Oh how? Being here for a couple years, they buy and no one begin me. Shout out to all meaning tell what they give me. Back on the crowd, they say, or no, or kind of when you're born a shade. Ain't no baroni, no, or buy a one bed run a shade.
Hey, ain't no about one meeting.
But because of time, I would have brought you the story about Calibos and other, stories. But because of time, let me just jump to Kitty. Terrible week for Kitty this week. As you know, he was told off on live radio by one Nana Romeo of Accra FM for answering his interview late. So I've got a voice of what transpired actually.
Okay.
You want to take it?
So let's take a quick listen to that one and then we'll come back.
But we say camera nisi me so I'm serious. Me be can say we. Omo share on Facebook no. And omo mu tie fie nyina no. Me be say me make it a point with Claire e wo show we so na no pay. Na me makidi eti ase say sebi omuro yeso. Nti
I want to make this point known to our listeners listening and watching on Facebook. I want Kiddy to know and understand that he's no more human than us. Before you became a musician, we were already on radio, so you can't make slaves out of us. If he's in, let him come in so I tell him all.
Kiddy, Akwaba. Yeja. Adana, Tembia, where is her?
That's your name.
Where second time I was had the wheel? Your mom or timer, Omba time or your dear mom. near promote flyer no near can be near announce or kidi adru ha ye bedin komo na why na time na so na pa honeko and now yes umbu ye show nana.
Kidi, why do you always do that to us? This is the second time you are doing this. You always come late when we book you for an interview. Meanwhile, we do flyers and promote it heavily. Don't you respect our show? Because I listen to you on other platforms and I don't think you do that to them.
First of all, apologies to the listeners. I say bet now. I say attacking me.
Yes,
it's not
because this is the second time I said it will happen. I don't. Me be friend. Me say more by interview. Me catch it. I be say if it's Kidia, talk to Kidi before I go ahead to do the interview because enye bako nye me no. And also this time it happen. To me catch a producer say unfair or road manager. I saw on na kasa asat in the morning ni na. I say mo be do her on time. Say about 11:25. I cut just 35 minutes. Na yapon. I feel now be do. Na time me be interview.
I asked my producer to call and ensure that this doesn't happen again. He told me that you had called your road manager and you guys had assured us of coming early this time. But you came in at just 35 minutes to the end of my show. You apologized to me the last time for this same behavior, but you've repeated it again.
Because I feel embarrassed. Maybe sure no, I don't.
I feel like I don't understand why you are attacking me like this.
Yes.
No, it's not nice. It's not very nice.
No, I have to do it because anytime I book interviews, nobody has done this to me before. My cameraman went here. So he was even saying, why is this only with Kidi? And I faces a problem and such challenge with. So maybe you should tell me why. Maybe say me who say show and I say interview no I almost share myself na maybe say me who because interview be no me my ha.
Are you being forced to come for an interview here? I've already told your PA that I've called off the interview because of time.
Me catch your PA and say interview the nyanya because time call. I was planning for a beautiful interview as usual. You go fit talk
if the interview won't happen, it's fine. I apologize again. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I don't mean to disappoint anybody. It's just fine. I just don't like the way I've been spoken to this morning.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I apologize for being late. Okay.
So, thank you. The Abisha for interview,
And that was what transpired on Quaye FM on, I think, Thursday. And since the story broke, a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about it. But let me share with you what some of Kidi's colleague musicians have to say. EL tweeted, the presenter should have picked a more private platform to address Kidi's tardiness. These are difficult times we are living in, regardless of the history they've had. Lydia Forson said, this could have been handled better than this. Time must be respected by everyone. That I agree. But to publicly humiliate a guest on your show like this is unfortunate. How many times have we showed up to interviews, events, etc. that didn't start on time? And CJ Begaman says, Sally, A-list artist you talk to him like this on air. Hey, he is at fault. You are angry, but every advice you want to give him could have been done off air. In name be Kidi, no they mean say he be Kidi. Kudos to Kidi for your composure. And Medical simply tweeted, Kidi really they respect. And so yeah, those are some of the reactions from colleague musicians and entertainers on social media. But the other thing that made the week terrible for Kidi was that someone had the time to go dig through his tweets. Picked up a tweet from 2012, 2013, 2014, and in those tweets he had a lot of negative things to say about Sarkodie, and he's apologized for it. But let me read some of the tweets, the dug up tweets, and this one's from 2013, 14th May 2013. He said, after RTB's wins this BET award, Sarkodie can shut up about being the only Ghanaian artist with a BET. And this one's from 2nd July 2012. He said, so Sarkodie won the BET award last night. Hey, we are dead. And this one's from May 4th, 2014. Says, like play, Sark win 2 awards, but I want Manifest to win. And those are some of the tweets from the past. But he's apologized, like I said, for those tweets. And he said, I posted some things on social media when I was too young to understand how it could negatively affect those I talked about. But life has taught me to always appreciate people's hustle and never speak ill about someone else. Let me let's take me as an example, actually. So we are more supportive of each other on social media.
Interesting.
And that's his apology. But a lot of people mistook this apology as an apology for what transpired
on radio.
On Accra FM, but
radio.
no, it was in relation to Starkey.
Karen, thank you very much. Gentlemen,
before I go, please let me end with what's trending on social media. And currently on Twitter, Dortmund is trending. I'm not a soccer fan myself.
Borussia Dortmund.
No,
the Bundesliga.
Number one.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Bundesliga is back, so
you're right, because Bundesliga is number 3.
And what's the information from there? Because Dortmund won the match.
Yeah,
okay, so let me read a few. Let me read a few tweets from. Oh really? Okay, so this one, Black Yellow says today's 4-0 win marked Borussia Dortmund 800th Bundesliga victory. Let's keep going.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically I think it's about the win.
Skip it and carry on.
So football or soccer is dominating the trends today on Twitter. And Hazard is also trending. Nasi is trending. Germany is trending. And that's it for what's trending. George?
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so gentlemen, welcome again. Good afternoon. I think we should go straight into it, and I think it's fair that we start from the Kiddy issue with Nana Romeo. I mean, we all know what the story is. Kiddy was invited for an interview. He turned up late, and then, just before he arrived, presenter started ranting, and by the time he got into the studio, he apologized. So presenter still went on and on, embarrassed the gentleman profusely. Gentleman did mention, as we heard in that audio clip, that he wasn't happy about the way he had been spoken to. Presenter cancelled the interview with 35 minutes left to go. It didn't happen. Uncle Ken.
George. I was just saying that if this geezer starts with me, he would ruin the show.
Then let me start with Rasta.
I was just saying to myself, but
then let me.
Because Rasta you kind of
me, honestly, I was saying to myself, and starts with me, he will ruin this show.
Okay, let me not ruin the show. Please speak. Let's go.
My reason, Sadiq Abdullahi. My reason for saying that is, I know the views about this matter where Nia Itego and Sadiq Abdullahi stand. I have read what their views are. I've heard them speak, particularly Sadiq. And that is why Rasta I haven't heard on this issue. I must be frank. I haven't even seen anything like he normally does. A write-up.
No, I.
Yes, I haven't seen anything from Rasta. But these two, I know exactly where they stand. And that is why I am saying, George, please, listen. Let's listen.
Let's listen to them first. Then Sadiq, let's hear you and let's hear Nia Itego. Then we go to Uncle Ken. Ni, you go start for us. Yeah, Nia, let's go. Let's go.
George, let's start from, let's say, the presenters or the host angle. Number one, if somebody is late, he's late. If you can't put him on the show, don't put him on the show. Don't put him on the show and diss him. If you want to diss him, let him go. And then you can diss him. You understand? Number two, I remember on this very show, myself, Kennedy, we're talking about, I think, sex on TV or something. And somebody pointed us, or pointed out that, Joy
Prime.
No, okay.
No. Adum
TV.
Thank you very much. We're doing a similar thing. We got upset, or more like I got upset, and I gave it to my people. That's what we can. We don't joke here. And eventually, after a meeting and whatever had been done, whatever, as a host, I came back and I had to apologize.
Yeah.
Good.
What did you apologize for?
For going all out in treating the matter in which, or in the way I treated it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand? So The host shouldn't have done that. Number two, let's look at Kiddy's management. If you are supposed to have a meeting or an interview at 8:30, why are you coming 25 minutes late? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, where did you get your 25 minutes late from?
Oh,
no, the guy mentioned. The host mentioned.
No. What did the host say?
He said the interview was scheduled for 11 and they got there at 11:20.
The host said he only had 35 minutes left of his show.
No, they were supposed to get there at 11.
I don't know when they were supposed to get there.
That's what I'm telling you.
I didn't hear that.
Those are advertised. So he was 25 minutes late. Yeah.
So if you're supposed to get there, and I'm only using 11, out of. So if you're supposed to get there at 11, and you get there at 11:25, then it means that there's a big problem with the management for not getting there on time or before 11 o'clock.
Right. Okay.
Number three, what is Kiddy doing? You are an artist. You know that you have an interview at 11. Why are you not questioning your people? Why are you looking at them? I have been an
questioning
who? Your managers. Why are you not asking them, Charlie, what's happening? We are supposed to have an interview at 11. Why are we still here? Ask. George will tell you, because when he worked fully for Charterhouse, me, when I'm coming to DJ, I get there an hour or two before the time starts. And then I start asking questions.
When are we starting?
Where am I putting this? Where am I putting this? What time are we starting?
That's true.
What time do I have to be on show? Or who can tell you? That is me.
That's you.
You understand? So if an artist cannot ask his managers questions, then honestly, what is he doing as an artist? Really? I mean, let's be honest.
But how can you ask management questions when the problem could be you?
When the problem could be you.
Yeah, I'm only. I don't know. Yes.
I am only saying that.
What if it's you, not instead of management?
Yes.
That you are the person who is late.
Yeah, maybe because of your own time.
And then the managers will sack you.
And the breadwinner, the management for sacking.
You see, we sit.
Nee and Uncle Ken, hold a thought a little. This issue is a pretty hot one, and we need to give it time. But we would have to pause and go onto the phone line to speak to the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Barbara Otenjisi, who's currently on the phone lines. We'll have a quick chat with her, then we'll come back to continue this one. So, Nee, please hold the thoughts. We'll come back and continue. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Honorable. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm good.
Great. You're live on Joy FM Showbiz A to Z. My name is George Quaye. I'm in the studios with Uncle Kennedy Niaitego, Sadiq Abdullah Abu, and Kwame Rasta, and we are honored to have you on the lines with us this afternoon.
Okay, all right. Hello to everybody.
Yes, they all say hello. They all say hi. Great. So let's get straight into it because I know you have very little time. Let us start with the recent communications encounter between the Ghana Tourism Authority and the ministry. What exactly went wrong?
Thank you. Let me first apologize to the general public and especially our operators that the miscommunication may have impacted. I had reports from some of the drinking bars claiming that they have started stocking up to open operations, and then the second directive came. What I'll say is that if you look at the EI 64, which imposed the ban on several activities, you will see that operation of nightclubs and drinking bars are listed as a banned activity. But when you look at the exemptions provision, it includes drinking sports. But right from the beginning, on application of the EI 64, we noticed this and therefore gave it a purposive interpretation such that there was a ban on all nightclubs and drinking bars. So right from the beginning of application, drinking bars are not supposed to open. But I think that further to the President's directives the previous Sunday, in communicating this to the industry, that the ban has been extended to the end of May, the GTA inadvertently went back to what is stated in the EI, and therefore indicated that drinking bars could operate. When we noticed this, we came back to clarify and correct the position that no, drinking bars cannot operate as long as the directives on ban on operations of those activities have been extended to the end of May.
Oh, that's interesting then. But some in the industry have also said that it made the regulatory authority feel powerless, or it sort of demeaned their influence in the industry. Looking back at it, couldn't it have been easier to get they themselves to correct it instead of the ministry issuing another statement to clarify it? Could the ministry have instructed them to just correct what they had put out at first?
Exactly, the ministry could have done that, but unfortunately, at the point in time, we could not reach the management of GTA to do this. And in view of the existing confusion in the public domain and all that was going on, we thought that we would just step in and correct it. There is no harm. We are one entity, the ministry, the regulator, all the agencies under the ministry. We work together. So I don't think that this is so devastating. I mean, this is the ministry. The ministry works with its agencies. The agency is under the ministry in terms of policy direction. In terms of regulation of the industry, they do their work. In terms of policy direction, the ministry gives the policy directives. So I think there's really no harm caused. We could not reach the management of GTA at that point in time, and we thought that with all that was going on in the public domain, we needed to correct it.
Okay, that makes it a bit clearer, because we were worried, because the rumors have started going out that Mr. Quaye has been fired or will be fired. But with your clarity, it means we shouldn't give any credence to that assertion or those rumors?
Not at all. There's nothing, absolutely nothing to that effect. There's nothing to that effect. I think that it was a genuine mistake that was made on the face of the EI 64. It was a genuine mistake that was made. But as I explained, right from the beginning, we had noticed that, and therefore we applied the ban on both nightclubs and drinking bars together, as indicated under the clause 1 imposition of ban. But I think it was a genuine mistake that was made. And the GTA as a regulator has been fantastic. They have spearheaded all engagements with the industry, trying to get stimulus package to them to support them. We have worked with the World Bank to get all these safety materials, sanitizers, Veronica, all those to the industry. They have been fantastic during this period. So I think one little mistake should not be... what should I say? Should not be
a reason to cut off heads.
Exactly, yes.
That makes sense. You mentioned stimulus packages, and everything we're discussing shows clearly that this industry has been very, very, very hard hit by this coronavirus. And we've had the president make a number of presentations, a number of addresses. I think so far we've had, about 11 addresses, or is it 10 addresses, if I'm not mistaken? And not in one have we heard any sort of a stimulus package for this sector. In other countries, stimulus packages have been put up. The United Kingdom, Germany, other places are looking for ways to support the industry and help it survive. Is there going to be anything of the sort for Ghana?
That is correct. We have seen a lot of the countries coming up with stimulus packages directly to the tourism sector. As at this point in time, we haven't had that. But what I can indicate is that what government has put in place currently, the tourism sector is also benefiting from it. For instance, the reduction in utility tariffs, the operators in the industry are benefiting from it. And we all know that these utility tariffs are a major input into the cost of your operations. In respect of the 600 million that has been targeted for the micro, small, and medium enterprises, the operators in our industry are also going to benefit. And we are actually have engaged them, and with the support of the GTA, they are going to access the facility through the MBSSI and they identified the selected banks that will be disbursing the funding. So that is also another area that operators are going to gain some support for their operations. Then also, the president engaged the industry. First, we went to see him with operators from the creative arts industry and the cultural subsector. And then after that, we went on with the events organizers, the hospitality industry. And through the discussions that ensued, the president indicated that whilst this 600 million is available for the small operators, for the larger operators, he had also directed, and the Ministry of Finance was engaging selected banks to make available 3 billion Ghana cedis for bigger operators to access. So this will also be available for the bigger operators in the hospitality industry. And further to this, he also constituted an interministerial committee to look at the tourism hospitality sector in particular, because he recognizes the negative impact of the pandemic on this industry. So this interministerial committee has started its work, and coming Thursday is supposed to submit a report to the presidency as to other strategies that can be adopted to support particularly the tourism and hospitality industry. So that is also going to bring another level of support to the sector. And from my end as the ministry, we have an ongoing project. That is the Tourism Development Project. And at that project, there is a grant window. And that grant window is supposed to support small businesses in the tourism value chain. So through that also, we are going to look at some of the businesses that can obtain grants under that window. So there are various levels of support that will be going to the industry, because the government itself recognizes the impact that the tourism sector can make to job creation as well as revenue generation and ultimately economic development. So they are going to get the necessary support.
Honorable, I'm a little worried because in all the submission you've just made, which is brilliant, by the way, and should ideally excite all of us, but it appears it's catering for only one wing of the ministry. I only heard you mention tourism. Nothing on creative art. Or are you using tourism to represent the entire space?
That is why I said that when we went to meet with the president, we went first with the creative arts and culture subsector, and then we went with the tourism, hospitality, and event managers, all that. Tour operators, all of them. That at the second meeting. So usually when I say the value chain, the tourism value chain, people who are doing music, they support tourism because they draw people to our country. Through their music, they attract tourists to the country. People who are doing films also. So when I say the tourism value chain, all these segments are in there.
That is clearer. That is clearer now. All right, so let us go into. We don't always get the opportunity to have a chat with you like this. I mean, it's been 4 years of the administration of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and prior to this administration taking office, a lot of promises were made our sector. I just want us to focus on 3 of those promises that we haven't seen anything done on. First is the Creative Arts Courts. Next is the Creative Arts Bill. And the last is the ultra-modern theatres. What are the state of these?
Yeah, thank you. We have started some work in respect of all those 3 items. What I can say is, in respect of the Creative Arts Court, we engaged the former Chief Justice on it. She had a different view. We wanted a specialized court to deal with the creative industry matters. But she had a different view. She thought that it would be better if they trained a number of judges across the country such that they could deal with such matters in various regions instead of having one specialized court that everybody will come to. But I know that this is also important for the industry in terms of expediting cases and all that, and knowing that this is where we all take our matters and within the shortest possible time, we can have it resolved. So what I intend to do, now we have another Chief Justice. We will bring up the matter again and engage the current Chief Justice on it as well and see where he leans. And depending on that, we'll know the next steps to take. So that is in respect of the specialized courts. In respect of the Creative Arts Bill, this is very, very important, and it's one of the matters that I want to achieve before my term of office comes to an end, the end of this year. Because I know that putting in place an institutional and legal structure is what will really push the development of the industry. Why is tourism flourishing? Tourism is doing well because of the GTA. There's a dedicated agency to look at tourism. So they are strategizing, they are looking at whichever means that they can drive tourism. And that is what will also make an impact in the creative arts industry. So we need to have the Creative Arts Bill passed into law so that we will have the necessary legal framework as well as the institution that will drive the industry. And we are at the tail end of finalizing the bill. We just recently, the Attorney General's Department sent it to us after incorporating all the amendments that had been proposed, and we have accepted it, sending it back to the Attorney General's Department. And once they finalize it, bring it to us, we get the Cabinet go-ahead, then it's going to Parliament. We recognize that this upcoming Parliament, the next session that we'll have, the next meeting that we'll have, will be the budget meeting. So definitely, during this meeting, we need to submit the bill to Parliament so that work can start on it, so that by the end of this year, we'll have the Creative Industry Bill passed into law. And we are going to do that because critical to it is the issue that it also has in it the Creative Arts Fund, the fund that will support the industry. And once we have it passed, then we can make proposals to ensure that in the next budget, we can have something allocated to the fund so that it can support the industry to grow. So if for me, that is very critical. If I don't do anything at all between now and the end of the year, it is to ensure that I have that bill passed into law.
Honorable, is that a promise?
It is a promise, and I'm going to work hard at it and ensure that I will have it passed by the end of this year.
Let us speak quickly on the ultra-modern theatres. We haven't seen them yet.
That is correct. What we started to do, recognizing that we have our cultural centers in almost all the regional capitals, which were in very poor state. A decision was taken to rehabilitate these cultural centers to at least in the interim, whilst we are trying to get the funding to do these ultra-modern theatres, to provide an avenue for the industry. So we have had the cultural center in the eastern region, in Koforidua, has been rehabilitated. We are currently working on the one in the Ashanti region, and we are also looking for partnership and funding to do the one in the western region. And if we may not be able to, Kumasi, we are hopeful to complete before the end of the year. Takoradi, if we are able to start, we may not complete it before the end of the year. But that is the target for now. And regarding an ultra-modern theatre also for Ashanti region, in view of, we know that Ashanti region really is, let me say, the core of our film industry and all that. We have had some engagements. In fact, the Kumasi mayor has had some engagements with a Chinese company that is interested in constructing the ultra-modern theater. They have done all the designs and all that. They have identified the land for it. And so the next thing we are going to do is to engage the Minister of Finance to see the financial window that we can have to ensure that that project can also start. We know that it will take maybe about 2 years to complete because it's a very elaborate design, and I think that it will be an icon in the Ashanti region for for the industry. So that work on that is also ongoing. So that is where we are in respect of the theatres for the industry.
That will be fab. Before we let you go, quickly, the Year of the Return, great initiative, gave Ghana a lot of returns. I mean, literally and figuratively. You mentioned, I remember that at the end of last year or somewhere early this year, the ministry did mention something about Beyond the Return. And we thought it would sort of also have activities and everything. I know COVID-19 has put almost everything across the globe on a hold. So in that respect, what is the plan for this Beyond the Return project? Has it been squashed?
Not at all. You know, the Beyond the Return project is a 10-year project. In fact, because of the success that we had with the Year of Return, we knew that we had to leverage on it to do even greater things for the country and for our tourism. So we came up with the Beyond the Return initiative, which is a 10-year project. The president launched it in December, and then the concept stands on about 7 pillars. 7 pillars: experience Ghana, invest in Ghana, pathways to Ghana. That is how we can help people to travel to Ghana by easing out on the requirements, so that maybe you can have visa on arrival, or we will introduce the e-visa, all those things to facilitate travel to Ghana, to give people citizenship, all that, celebrate Ghana, brand Ghana, and then give back to Ghana. All these people who come to Ghana will be encouraged to do some community service. And during the Year of Return, some of the diasporans who visited actually did some activities in this respect. So these are the pillars on which the 10-year project will stand. Currently, because of the COVID, the work on the Beyond the Return stalled a bit, but we are working to launch it this month. Before the end of May, we are working to launch Beyond the Return virtually. And we have, and the cabinet has constituted an interministerial committee to spearhead this project. So it's a project that we believe is very important to the country, and if successfully executed, we stand to derive a lot of gain, a lot of revenue from it. So it has not been abandoned. Work is still ongoing. For this year, most of the things that we'll do would be virtual, and then work towards implementation in a big way from next year. So Beyond the Return is still alive, and before the end of this month, you witness the launch of the 7 pillars of Beyond the Return.
Honorable Wood, thank you. But when are you visiting us in the studio so we can sit down and have a chat with you? Proper chat, not telephone.
I'll be there, don't worry, very soon.
Very soon.
I'll be there, yeah, let's talk.
All right, Honorable, we'll do that. Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah,
we're
you're
grateful.
most welcome, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. And that was the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture, Honorable Barbara Oteng Jesse. Rasta, you wanted to ask a question? Oh, sorry.
I actually got an answer to
the question you wanted to ask.
Yeah, being that when she was being vetted, and before she was sworn into office as our honorable minister, hardworking minister, I must admit, she promised that when sworn into office, she would establish a gold museum in her constituency. Powered by the Creative Arts Ministry. It's on record. But from what she has said today, I should forget about it. I don't know how even the ones that went into the manifesto, the ultra-modern theaters, I mean, an argument could be made that, for instance, the Gold Museum was going to be sponsored by Men's Gold. And happy birthday to number one of the greatest things to happen to African music. in recent times. Live long, sir.
Are you done?
We need you to live long.
Today is Nana Pia's birthday.
Yeah, Nana Pia.
Happy birthday to Nana Pia. Okay, so let's move forward. Yes.
He needs to live long because the way things are going by June, dear. Yes.
He survived by.
But George, I don't think we should be looking forward to the minister coming here. That would be too much asking because she has a lot. One day. I mean, when you consider the virtual launch that is going to happen by the end of May, and you try to wrap your head around that brilliant idea, for instance, they should be very busy for a very long time.
Well, that's your opinion. Again, the minister had a lot to speak to.
Before the minister, Ni was on the floor.
No, we're getting this one out of the way because the minister has spoken.
I don't want us to forget.
We are not going to forget. We just want to quickly, then we've rested. I don't know if there are any builds you have from what the minister said, or we should just move forward.
I have listened to the minister. I've heard her. Let's see what happens.
All right. Sadiq. So that when we get to Nia Itego, he'll just continue from where he was after his comment on the minister's thoughts. Yeah.
I want to take Uncle Ken's cue.
Take my cue.
I've become a good boy. we'll see what happens.
Ni?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have the minister. Any takes? Yeah.
I heard what? What did you say again?
The Gold Museum.
Gold Museum.
Yeah. Do parks and gardens?
Fall under.
No. They don't.
No, she brought it with her from forestry. She was the former minister of forestry, so maybe that's why.
Okay, because I'm looking at a place like A4 Sutherland
Children's Park, which has been abandoned for years. That is a big problem.
I mean, if I'm thinking, well, it was part of them, but if it's
no, it's not. Children's Park, I think.
Yes.
No. Anyway, so let us go back to our kiddie discussion. So, I'm personally looking forward to the creative art courts. The theaters we can't push so much because even if we have theaters, I would not go figo. So
George, did you say you're looking forward to the creative arts court?
Yes.
Why?
It's important because look, even today in the news, are you aware that Bandex has sued Lewin?
Yes, I've heard, and Lewin has
begged
for mercy.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's leave it there.
Sued him for what?
Sued him for I think
bad publicity. Putting out a video to say
that Bandex owed him money when Bandex didn't, and all those things.
He has apologized and begged for mercy.
And there's been a recent encounter between Ochame Kwame and who?
Essentially, I think what you're trying to drive at all the promises made to the sector, particularly the creative arts sector, is yet to be fulfilled.
The creative arts sector
if you have a problem,
has been suffering. No, I think the creative arts sector has been.
It was a key promise that was made to the space that a creative arts court was going to be
established.
And apart from that, there are about 11 more promises. And that's why I said taking a cue for Uncle Ken.
We shouldn't because
bad guy
it will take us a week.
Yakasa for how many years? At the end, easy.
But you and I had this conversation before.
I know,
and I said if you have a problem, go to court.
No, but at least with the manifestos, gentlemen, hold on.
You can't go to
one voice on manifestos. Let's Sadiq finish. One voice.
There's a reason
but I was on
behind the creative arts court. There is a certain expectation that the judges in general do not have a certain understanding of things. So that's why, for instance, when they met the former Chief Justice, one of the things they spoke about was having to train or needed a certain expertise at direction to judges before they can actually even begin to create the court. Because even when you take like an area like IP, intellectual property, for a lot of lawyers even, they will tell you that, I mean, it's still a very vague and even confusing space to be. And you need a lot of special
skills and understanding,
insights. Even as a lawyer, to be able to really pursue it. Of course, I mean, generally as a law concept or principle element, lawyers could pursue it, but still they will tell you.
But
they need a certain specialty.
Exactly, I agree with you about the speciality. But the point is, when this matter was put before the last Chief Justice, her response was that it would be better if judges were trained,
the current judges, yes, were trained
across board,
yes.
Yeah,
to know about issues
pertaining to the
sector.
You see, for me,
she acknowledged the fact that it would take time.
Yes.
So for me, at least let us see some progress.
So Uncle Ken, if you don't understand something, what do? You ask about it.
Yeah, correct. You learn about it. You research.
If you bring a case to me, and there's something I don't understand as a judge, I agenda the case or and then I go and find out whatever is exactly.
Yes.
So
which is
but
fine.
So
that was the former Chief Justice's argument.
Yes.
That let the judges across board
exactly
get to learn about this and deal with it. Now the minister is saying that she wants to appeal again to the current Chief Justice.
And that should tell you something.
And so it means that she thinks that there should be a specialized court.
You see, all this thing boils down to what Ankan has always been saying. There are certain promises you don't make to a sector when it's,
that is why I
told you. Understandably, because the promise was made.
Yes.
The people would demand for it.
And then you would be seen as having to work
more promises were made. I'm sure that, one question that I wanted you to ask her was about the platform.
Yeah.
Uncle Ken, we have been making promises.
That this doesn't give you the opportunity.
One of the platforms. So it should tell you, George. It should tell you that. Maybe because you didn't
George,
there, but it should tell you that.
Let's go.
We were talking kiddie.
Yes, we were coming back to
Let's talk kiddie.
Was much ado about nothing.
Sadiq, we are talking kiddie.
We were. You have spoken about how you thought you made it clear that you thought the presenter could have handled it better, and then you went ahead to speak about Kiddy's management. You went ahead to speak about Kiddy's management.
With regards to that is wrong.
Yeah.
How Kiddy reacted,
how Kiddy came in late,
how he came in late, whether it was his fault or his manager's fault, he could have pushed them to go and do something. The host had no right. Well, I won't say no right. I don't know what agreement he has with his radio station, but I believe that even if he wanted to have a go at Kiddy, he could have waited until Kiddy had gone and dealt with him. You understand? I was using myself as an example. I go into a show, I make sure I ask a whole lot of questions, and I'm using George because of
we worked a lot together, a lot.
And whilst I am working, I'm asking questions.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I need to know what is going to happen in the next 5 minutes. I need to know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. George himself will come to me and tell me, Charlie, this and this and this and this are going on. So at all times, I'm prepared.
And that is why I adopted you as a son.
And you stay ahead. And you stay ahead of the event.
Exactly.
Of all activities.
Yes. So if Kiddy himself couldn't or can't adopt that attitude, Charlie.
But I have a question. You are one of the country's finest presenters. You sat in this seat. A lot of us looked up to you to be able to do what we do. Would you ever react that way to any artist? It doesn't matter how the presenter reacted.
Have the person sit in front of me.
Yes.
Have the person sit in front of me and diss the person. No, I don't think I have done that.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did the presenter diss Kiddy on the show? No. Did he diss? I don't know what you mean by diss.
Exactly. That's what I'm not.
But looking at my definition of
diss, no. Not this. This sit in front of me.
Oh, Sadiq, is it your matter? Is this your matter?
Not actually sit in front of me and insult him.
Hold the thought. I think what we can do is
what's the meaning of this?
Uncle Ken, let us quickly play back what the presenter said.
Oh, but we have heard it. You played it.
People may have just tuned in and have no idea.
The translation.
It's together. It's one file.
No. So I don't think the translation
does justice. Philip Nye, can we find the original without the translation? Let's see if we can find the original without the translation.
I understand where Uncle Ken is coming from in with my use of the word this.
Right.
I'm not
First of all, apologies to the listeners. I said better now. I say attacking me.
Yes,
it's not
because this is the second time I said it will happen. Me catch it. I say if it's Kidia, talk to Kidi before I go ahead to do the interview because and back when you know and also this time may happen. Because I feel embarrassed. Maybe sure no, I don't think so.
I feel like I don't understand why you are attacking me or talking to this morning.
You have no right to ask questions that you feel are important to ask.
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't ask any question. I'm just saying that number one,
don't embarrass. That's the word you want to use.
Don't embarrass the person.
And on that thought, we have the original.
Okay.
Let's quickly play that original and then we'll come back. Okay, Ken, 1 sec.
First of all, apologies to the listeners. I said better now. I say attacking me.
Yes,
it's not
because this is the second time I said it will happen. Me catch it. I be say if it's Kidia, talk to Kidi before I go ahead to do the interview because and back on you know and also this time may happen. Because I feel embarrassed. Maybe sure no, I don't.
I feel like I don't understand why you are attacking me like this.
Yes.
No, it's not nice. It's not very nice.
No, I have to do it because I was planning for a beautiful interview as usual, but time is gone.
If the interview won't happen, it's fine. I apologize again. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I don't mean to disappoint anybody. It's just fine. I just don't like the way I've been spoken to this morning.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I apologize for being late.
So Uncle Ken, we've heard the presenter.
Yeah.
Did he openly insult Kidi?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You understand? But the way and manner in which he went about what he did is a problem for me.
Okay.
I believe that
you could have done differently.
Yes. Okay. I mean, if Kidi is late and you don't think you can have the interview with Kidi, tell him that challenge. Bye-bye.
I think we even need a longer version. That would let us put proper in perspective. But let's go on. Let's go on.
And let Kidi go and then you deal with him.
Yeah.
But for me, all these people or all the things that happen, from my point of view, absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Kidi, his management, and the presenter. I have sat here. Weekend City Show. I woke up one morning, studio had been moved from that side to this side. And I was upset because for those of us who play music, there was nothing for us to do. They did not consult us. I don't think they consulted Uncle Ken. But I came in on a Saturday morning and I gave it to whoever was on air. Yes, I'm telling you, on air. And that day there was a program at Botanical Gardens, I think, Party in the Park or something like that. The moment I got there, Tete Watson saw me. He said, Masa, the way she can't ball plus you, not easy. Go there and go and
apologize.
Yeah. So when I got to where Ichikwan was, yes, I saw his wife, and you know she brings.
And she was your paddy,
my man.
Your paddy.
That should be my man.
I know.
You understand? So when I saw him, I was like, Charlie, better be a look. The face
he
gave me.
You yourself.
I tell you,
you fell in line.
I just said I was sorry.
I think
and he did not say a word.
And he did something with multimedia and a lot of the established.
No, you see. When certain things happen, nobody for tell you. You now for no say tell you for go apologize.
And that is.
I said I was sorry, and he said, okay, this sorry that you have said, send it to me in an email.
Yeah.
And I sent the email.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, case closed. You understand? We finished.
So there was no humiliation, there was no embarrassment, there was no let's throw near a table to the dogs.
You see, but everybody who heard what I said, and heard what Echi said before I got there, knew what was going to happen. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that radio presenter, don't do it. You could be fired.
Yeah.
Straight. Manager
in proper media organization.
Yes, you'll be fired. Manager, don't do that to your artist. Ask your manager questions. Me, when I was working for Joy, when I was working for Star FM, when we go somewhere, I will ask questions. Because when you don't do something right, everybody forgets they did something wrong. They'll come to you. So if you saw that this was wrong, why didn't you ask?
Nia, I have a question.
Yes.
The presenter in question, do you know him?
I don't think so. Maybe unless
that's all right.
Yes.
Uncle Ken.
No, I don't.
You don't know him.
No.
Sadiq, do you know him?
I don't.
You don't.
This guy was only telling us about him.
Okay, you also don't. Kwame Rasta, do you know him?
No, he's not my friend.
Okay.
He didn't ask you if he was your friend.
Do you know him? No, not Romeo. Do you also know him?
Now you know him.
Okay. Our WhatsApp line is 0244340437. I will come back and say why I'm asking if we know him. Okay, Sadiq, now your thoughts on this issue.
Joshua, why did you
sorry. Nia Itego, did you land?
Oh, if it's cut, it's okay.
Before you go to Sadiq, why did you ask that?
No, when everybody has finished speaking, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. I'll come to that. Yes, I'll come to that. Yes.
Okay, George. So for me, again, I also saw it
predictable
on the on Thursday night. You know, I saw the banter that was going on. I mean, my first reaction was that Kidi was late. And he was wrong to have been late. But
was that?
I saw. Yeah, that was my first reaction in the WhatsApp groups that he broke in.
Sadiq.
But I was ticked off particularly by industry people when it became the usual blaming of the talent, which has been a constant with industry people. We are always right. Talents are always wrong. Even where there's sufficient knowledge to show that, okay, talent was wrong, but we also equally reacted wrongly.
Can you expatiate on the industry people, please?
I mean,
what do you mean by industry people?
People working, minus talent, people working in this for media, particularly for media.
Say so.
People and
so we know where you are going.
From the media people. Media, not even to talent, even they do it to the politicians. We're always right. I mean, even where there's sufficient basis to show that, well, maybe a politician or a talent behaved wrongly, but we've also equally reacted wrongly, we still want to focus on that. And that is what ticked me off and made me take the stance that I took. When you watch the full video, for instance, and I checked in with Kidi's management as well, they got there late. They got there at 11:15. They got ushered in at 11:25. In between the time, they kept on communicating with the producer who DJ Premier says is an intern of a sort. They kept on communicating and indicating via phone that they are caught in traffic, they were running late. The producer allowed them to still come to the station. So they got to the station. Eko, who is the road manager, got down, went there and had their own conversation. They still allowed them to come into the studio. So it was at the point that the presenter was informed that they were coming to the studio. That's when he started the whole Umburia so your boy radio and Saoba and let me
cut you.
What you go use chainsaw?
That is why I said all the angles that you are looking at are wrong.
Yes. I'm coming to. So my point is that, and the stance which Agikenu was referring to was the fact that, look, we admitted that the guy Kidi and the guy, regardless of whether they are communicating to the producer or not, were late. Case closed. They were wrong.
Yes.
The reaction of the guy was equally wrong.
Yes.
The problem I have with particularly industry people and the media people is that everybody was expecting that we solidarize with the guy and not call out him, but continue to point blames at Kidi and say he was wrong, and use that as a way of highlighting that particular part. The point I made to media people and industry people was the point that, look, if course-correcting industry doesn't start with only having to reform a DC of a sort to rein in talent, it goes both ways. There's been instances where people have been here waiting for minutes before they come in.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen once. It happens across board.
Yes.
Now, when you recognize that we all work together and we all need each other, that is when you would approach it with a certain level of, tact and emotional intelligence. The presenter didn't. So for me, as much as we would want to recognize the fact that, Kidi was late, it's wrong for him to be late and everything, we also need to call out the presenter for acting in the ways he acted. Indeed, I made the point that in structured and proper media organizations like multimedia, this wouldn't happen. Of course, and I'm glad that you cited it. And I see people use the same principle. Let's even use the principle of the gulf between GTA and the tourism minister, for instance. The principle industry people are advancing is that per the gulf, we should give it to maybe say the Minister of Tourism and we'll be fine and all right. Yes. We should pull an Anna Romeo on her. And that is the point that I'm saying is that, look, we work both ways. And the point, some of the things the guy said, in fact, was very unfortunate. You don't regard the guy as your little brother and begin to make the point. Your boy radio dada. Moment that's not come out
digital media.
You mean by that? Yes. You mean by that? And that's the point that I made.
That was the only statement you had.
No, let me learn. as much as we would want to call out some of these attitudes and some of the wrongful attitudes that talent show, we in industry as well need to consistently, because this is how we create those monsters. This is how we create the likes of Shatawale and Sarkodie. What haven't media people thought about Sarkodie? Because indeed, if Sarkodie comes now, you sit in the car, Angel will get down. And that's where I agree with you for blaming the road manager. Angel will get down, some person will get down, smoothing the way and everything. What did we say? He's arrogant. If Saka does the same thing or calls out media people for some of the things, because he interacts with them, when he calls them out for some of the things they do, everybody takes arm and say, he's a bad one, he's arrogant and all of those things. Yes, call out Kidi and let him understand that you were late. This is wrong. But most importantly in industry, we need to let the presenter and the media house and the people running it understand that they also behaved wrongly.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's my point.
So all the angles.
One way point.
I understand listeners are saying that the audio that was played earlier they didn't hear.
George Quaye.
No, that was what the producer said. So yes, that's what's coming in. So let's take a listen so that you would also understand exactly what we're talking about.
They say about 11:25. I can't just 35 minutes. Na yapon. Afi na wabedu. Na time na be interview. Because I say last time the same thing, and I apologize here, and I'm sure no problem, yanko. And the crowd share boss said the following day said they over and put them manfanya say but and then what's na manasi be abra listeners viewers will be a train kiddy. They say omo show can be bichro mo. Because I feel embarrassed. Maybe sure no, I don't.
I feel like I don't understand why you are attacking me like this.
Yes.
No, it's not nice. It's not very nice.
No, I have to do it because anytime I book interviews, nobody has done this to me before. My cameraman Winnie, he's the same cameraman that you came here the last time I heard the same thing. So he was even saying, why is this only with Kiddy? And I faces a problem and such challenge way. So maybe you should tell me why. Maybe say me who say a show and I say interview no almost share mo say mo mra na me say me who because interview be any one me my ha me no be any problem with time hoda. They come on time and we do it beautifully and they go. Until cannot hear for you and na me who say the problem is with the show, the radio or the host or whatever. Now me ntime wa say me catch the opinion say interview ni nyanye because time call. I was planning for a beautiful interview as usual, but time is gone. You go free talk.
If the interview won't happen, it's fine. I apologize again. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I don't mean to disappoint anybody. It's just fine. I just don't like the way I've been spoken to this morning.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I apologize for being late. Okay.
So thank you. The Abusia for to me your interview because I wouldn't also be happy say me show no you didn't need to from sir because the show is big, you know. Interview no yanyanye it's been cancelled.
First of all, apologies to the listeners. I say attacking me this.
Yes,
it's not
because this is the second time I said it will happen. Me catch it I be say if it's Kidia, talk to Kidi before I go ahead to do the interview because enya back on you know and also this time it happen because I feel embarrassed. Me sure no I don't
I feel like I don't understand why you are attacking me like this.
It's Showbiz A to Z.
All right, so you heard it all. So Sadiq, you on the floor?
Yeah. Oh, was he?
So, no,
yes, he was. He was. I was just about to
in fact,
wrap
this
up.
is actually even not the full version. There's a full version where he made a point about the fact that your boy Nyum Dada, Muman met Nasser, Naminkak Margin Chen and Katin and
yeah, I think I've seen that also online. Yeah.
And then he sat down. Regardless of it, you could see that throughout when he was doing that, Kidi was trying to still apologize. Kidi had been apologetic to it, and that's why Medical, I'm sure, tweeted that Kidi the respect to. Because I know definitely if it was Medical and Konoa Betty. You know, so that's why they may have said that, Kidi the respect to. He kept the apologetic posture true to the end. Still doesn't justify his lateness. But my point to industry particularly was that call out the presenter and made him understand that you cannot pull your stunt because clearly, and when you look at what happened the next day he was running from radio station to radio station, TV station, doing interviews on it. So the presenter still trying to indict Kidi. And that's what formed my basis to say that look, This guy perhaps may have seen that he was struggling and may wanted to pull a stunt, and he pulled a stunt with Kitty. Which is wrong. You don't do this.
Hey, let's bring Uncle Ken is not your 10. Uncle Ken, please, it is not your 10. Uncle Ken, it is not your 10. Sadiq, thank you very much. Rasta, let's hear you on this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Uncle Ken, we are saving the last for Uncle Ken.
I would want to, at this point, congratulate Nana Romeo for.
What's the other name?
Nana Romeo.
No, he has there's another name.
Well, he's not my relative.
But
for this,
work for him.
But for this, I wouldn't have had the misfortune of even repeating his name more than once in a day. But here we are, and again, I would want to congratulate him for having seized his moment. You see. In this era,
did he make money?
I don't know. I would wait to find out. I don't know, but we can't rule it out.
No,
but I mean, listen. This is a fresh page in his career. This is his greatest career move, and I doubt he can.
Now you understand.
I doubt he can beat this. When in my travel days
what do you say? Let him sack near Itego from the studio and see if he won't beat this.
But you see, it depends. It takes a lot of work to sit across from near Itego. And there's a reason up until now nobody knew Nana Romeo. There's a very scientific reason. So I again applaud him for having seized his opportunity to use an award-winning Christian, meek, respectful kiddie. I would do same if it means that in this era of COVID-21 in the media landscape that people are falling off like flies, and then I work at where I work, I would want to be relevant. I don't know Nana Romeo strictly on the merits of his strength as a presenter. I know Kiddy, not because I work with the Musicians Union of Ghana and I keep their records. I know him because he's earned me knowing him. Strictly on the merits of his talent. So Nana Romeo, I doff off my hat for you. Congratulations for the third time. Now I know your name. I haven't seen your photo yet. I'll do that in due course. But you see, whilst we are at it, I think that the cardinals of this whole charade is what has been pointed out by my fellows here. I mean, if you are late, even if it's for a minute. Nana Romeo had an opportunity to use the remaining 35 minutes. He premeditated. I believe what my Sadiq you have heard, George has said that he mentions that that clearly shows somebody. It was premeditated. He knew that if I use this guy, because if he be Shatawali where they sit today, you have to go calm your head inside.
Look.
Or if you be
look, I'm not trying to interrupt.
Okay.
What is wrong is wrong.
Yes.
Late in coming, sitting on air and talking a whole lot of things. I'm hearing something different.
He made that point as well. Yeah. He was just finalizing his point.
Anyway.
But was it a strong point he made?
I don't think so.
Like you.
No, hold on.
You made the point.
The point is stronger.
No, hold on. I'm not sure that I'm supposed to make my point just like and I did. Maybe that bit is where you got lost. I said that you guys have raised the cardinals with regards. I mean, if you're late, you're late. But I am looking at it from the other side of where we having to discuss this was so avoidable if the gentleman had decided to use or make use of the 35 minutes that was left. I don't even want to go to the bit of they getting there at 11:15.
I still disagree with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
What time were they supposed to start the interview?
I'm saying that if it's 1 minute late, it's late.
Exactly.
Yes, but I won't say that and end it there. I am going further to look at the details beyond the minutes that he was late for, because it's inconsequential. If you are late, the principle is the same. You are late. But beyond it, you have a job to do. You have listeners to satisfy. And there is 35 minutes. You decide, because you are sitting on CNN radio, and then you decide that, okay, today, Mami Yusu, and he says it is captured. That, that alone, because you see, you could kill somebody in self-defense and you'll be sentenced to prison for a number of years. But there are certain murders that when you commit, you go to prison for life or you are hanged. But at the end of the day, somebody has lost his life. So again, in the entire situation, there are crimes committed all over. But I am looking at the listener. 35 minutes with Kiddy. Could it have been better? Is this avoidable? I am saying that yes, it ultimately could have been avoided if the guy had gone ahead. And yes, I'm biased. I like Kiddy and I don't like him.
Uncle Ken, finally, you have the floor.
Yeah.
And in all this, before you speak, I like where you're coming from. But we all also are not making an excuse for Kiddy. I mean, I don't manage him.
You have always made excuses for Kiddy. Even from the beginning.
Let me land, Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken, this is your time, but I'm asking a question. There's one aspect of it we all don't know. Why Kiddy was late. Because I know where you're going to say that it's neither here nor there, but we could be late and the reason could be tangible.
Listen.
It could be tangible.
George,
the reason could be tangible. I'm not making an excuse. But
give an example.
The question I want to ask is that could there be a tangible reason why he was late?
Ricky, let me tell you something.
Yes.
There are days when I was hosting the Weekend City Show.
Yeah.
Friday night, I'll go out. I'll go and
inside.
Saturday morning when I wake up, show starts at 7:30.
Yeah.
I wake up at 7.
Yes.
I lived in Adenta. 30 minutes from here to here. Why am I mad? You understand? There were days when I wouldn't even show up because I was out.
And in those instances, what did you do?
Master, I didn't do anything. You understand me? Now my point is, for whatever reason that is making him late, shouldn't he be telling the guy?
How do we know? The team claimed they did.
So that is why I am saying that from all angles.
They were wrong. Yeah. Anyway, Uncle Ken, you have the floor now, Uncle Ken.
So now I can talk.
Yes, please. Nobody should interrupt Uncle Ken.
I'm going to If I can finish, I'm going to
George, you see, I am so happy this matter came up. Because you know what? This is something that has been happening across board in the industry. And not only on radio. Events. You, Sadiq, sitting here today. You, Sadiq, sitting here today.
You're pulling another Romeo on me. And another Romeo on Joy.
You see? And I'm asking myself, hey, so if this was done to Sadiq, is that how he will speak? When he has structured his event in such a manner that it is supposed to be live on TV, okay? And there are audiences out there waiting to see what's happening. First thing that goes wrong is the red carpet. Nobody comes on time. So the red carpet is what takes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours of scheduled start times for events because the people have not appeared. Because they have simply not appeared. And why have they not appeared? Didn't they know it was going live on TV to an audience? That is why I said, hey, before I talk, you people talk. then I will come in last.
And give it to us.
And give it. I don't understand.
Especially you.
Today I'm kidding. And the kid is
you know, and I'm asking myself, why do we accept these things? So when this matter came up, I said, thank God. I hope for once we can discuss this. And instead of doing A against B or B against A, let us look at the positives. People should know that nobody should stop the other from performing their duties. This event, this show on radio, do we know the segmented areas of the show?
No.
Me, I don't know. Because like George said, I mean, I didn't know about the show until this matter came up. The first question I asked myself when I heard the noise going on about was, this one too, couldn't it be a stunt? Like you people always say that they are stunts. Couldn't it be a stunt between Kiddy and the presenter? Let's hype up your show. Let's talk about your LP. And in doing so, we will cause some rift to be so that people discuss us from time to time. You people say it's acceptable, don't you?
Oh yeah,
no,
they've said that before.
Yeah.
If it's planned, why not?
It's look.
Oh,
Uncle Ken, sorry. When I signed my contract with Multimedia in 2008, the second one, when I left full time and I went to the bank, I signed a contract. I was a presenter. You are supposed to be in the studio or at Joy FM 2 hours before
your show.
Straight. You understand? Yes, they will overlook some things. You get me? So
the 2 hours still stands.
Well, if you have not been punished, it don't concern me. You understand? But I'm just trying to say that why would a presenter, if he has signed such a contract, go into such an agreement with an artist?
Particularly when it could bring
There's no sense.
Okay, so let me finish. Let me finish.
That's fine.
Let me finish. Yes. Before I go any further,
one of the Canadians sent a message.
Ken Ashibe.
Yes.
Who used to head Joy FM sent me a message. He says, Uncle Ken, you know that if it was when you know you know that if it was when I was running media, the producer and presenter will be appearing before a disciplinary court.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's what Ken says. But I am saying that let us look at the positives that have come out, because we always have issues, we never have closures to the issues.
The positives are like which ones? Like, okay.
The positive is the matter has come up. Let us see if musicians, program producers, and event organizers, everybody will play their part in making sure that the audience who have been left out of all this discussion, they are the people who suffer the most when these things happen. Because like the guy said, we've indicated in our marketing that Kiddy is appearing on this show. Maybe because it's Kiddy, the audience share is going to go up for the station. And you know, and I know. So he's interested in that to help his station gain prominence. You know. And now this does not happen. And he says that this is not the first time, this is the second time and that it has happened. I felt sorry for him. Honestly, I felt sorry for him. But I'm saying that let us use these things when they happen to correct what we do.
And you haven't spoken about his conduct as much
No,
as spoken about
I'm not going to speak about his conduct because you decided to speak about his conduct.
No, but I spoke about Kiddy as well.
You didn't.
You spoke about Kiddy.
It was only a sentence. It was only a sentence that you spoke about.
So Uncle Ken,
I am saying that we should all sit up and say to ourselves, if I'm called for or if I arrange for an interview, at a radio station and I'm given a particular time, let me make the effort to be there. If I can't be there, let me inform the people in advance.
In this case, they said
whatever. I'm not looking at the pros and cons. I'm saying that these should be the basic rules that we go with. That nobody will take the other for granted.
That's it.
End of story.
Exactly.
When the host told everybody else, I don't know whether he mentioned that maybe a day or two that Kiddy is coming on a Friday or something. The marketing people could even have gone to put advertisement.
Yeah.
Come and put on it.
Yeah.
Because that portion.
Yes.
I like what you have just said right now,
yes.
and for me, that is where I would, so that we can wrap up on this one and move on. I would agree with Nia Itego on one point that in all parts there were errors from all angles. But like Uncle Kenashibe rightly said, the ones that deserve to take the biggest, the worst heat in this should be the presenter and his producers. Because if anybody was wrong, it was a producer. You, Nia Itego, would never do that. I wouldn't. And I don't think Philip Nye would encourage me to do anything of the sort.
The worst he would have done is decline.
Decline at all. Nee would say, you know what, you're late. We cannot do. I cannot do this interview. But Nee would not now, embarrass you right in front of you while you are here. And that is why I asked earlier that did we all know him? I don't. I probably may have heard the name before, but I cannot put a face to the name. Oh no, Uncle Ken, let me learn.
You don't know
let
him.
me learn. Uncle Ken, let me learn.
Does it give Kiddy the...
Uncle Ken, let me learn. Does that create... Is there a possibility that, like Sadiq rightly said, the gentleman pulled a stunt, and like Kwame Rasta
he didn't say it, I said so.
Oh, you said he pulled a stunt. Sadiq also said
so.
Collect your medal. You
now,
said it.
now, Uncle Ken and everybody in this room, let us all ask ourselves that if you are an EL, you are a medical, you are a Sarkodie, you are a Chatawale, you are a Stoneboy, you are an Article 1, and you hear that a certain Nana Romeo wants to interview you on a show, knowing what has happened, would you want to go?
Why not? If I'm disciplined, I would go.
It's not a matter of discipline anymore.
I am saying that if I am a disciplined person, I will go.
Goes past discipline.
The guy on the go, when you go early, guy still go feed this you.
Thank you very much. What's the point? If you saw an opportunity, and this,
anybody that wants to,
and Nia Itego has just made the point.
If you go early, he can pull
a stunt on you.
Why would he if you go early?
Because he has shown clearly. Let me learn.
Are you saying he's crazy?
I'm not saying he's crazy. I'm saying he.
Why would he diss you if you go?
I am not saying he is crazy. The gentleman has shown by the attitude that he is one who doesn't mind taking advantage of the successful artist to get his name out there. Clearly.
Yes.
That's your perception.
Yes, perception. I could be wrong.
That's your and you are very wrong.
I could be wrong.
You are very wrong.
Kiddy is not the only person he has tried to take advantage of to be.
Now see where you are.
Becca's money. Okay, so there's a guy working with Becca, Felix. He sent me a message to talk about similar thing that happened to him. DJ Premier, who I referenced earlier, spoke about another instance where he tried to do that with Ifia as well. But in Becca's team's case,
you see, Uncle Ken, Uncle Ken, Uncle Ken, it is good.
This is the other part of it. He says the way this presenter they hustled us with Becca interview, I didn't feel good about him. A presenter who creates stories for bloggers to post to promote him is not one you done with. In fact, there is even an allegation that I need to confirm that his intern producer, a certain Nene, was the person who actually leaked the same story to the bloggers to tell them to publish it. What does that say?
You see, you see, no, you let me learn. So let's wrap it up. Sadiq, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Okay, Uncle Ken, your mics are off. So in wrapping up, I think our brother did not do well for Kiddy. Yes, Kiddy was late. And let me land. Can I land? You've all spoken. No, hold on. That's why I've muted your mics. The job being the presenter. I will throw you out. You see, if Kitty had shown some arrogance when he came in, if Kitty had not been apologetic, if Kitty had been disrespectful in any way when it was pointed out to him that he was wrong, and it was told that your fans are listening, speak to them, the gentleman was apologetic. And he even did say though he did not like how he had been spoken to, he still was sorry. Uncle Ken, what again did we expect him to do? Cut off his head and put it on the console?
No, I agree with you that Kitty did not also show any sign of aggressiveness or
no, he was remorseful and apologetic.
But listen, the way the guy went about the whole incident, like everybody here,
it was appalling.
Oh, why are you putting words in my mouth?
Okay, then use disgraceful.
If when he was talking to Kitty and asked him to speak, if Kitty had used the opportunity to calm the gentleman down by saying something like, "Oh, Romeo, what you're saying about me, I'm sorry, but that is not the case. Let me apologize to your listeners and my fans out there," because his fans out there were also waiting to hear him speak.
No, wrong.
Oh, what do you mean?
That.
What do you mean?
No, the footage.
Don't wrong me. Don't
that
wrong me.
captures him saying that Manimbra Namikika Magic.
Correct.
It's a
Correct.
public
but did
footage.
I'm saying, did Kitty hear that?
Oh,
he was at the entrance of the studio. So I don't know.
No, he had prepared his listeners for that eventuality.
And I am
That's
saying that what the gentleman said when Kitty appeared was not right. To say Manumra Namin can be in China.
How do you say that?
Yeah.
It was
but I'm also saying that Kitty, when he went in and listened to the gentleman, if he had approached it from the angle
he did.
Oh, let me finish. What did Kitty say?
He said,
Kitty said, yes, exactly. I heard what he said. I said what he said. And he said, and he apologized for being late.
He should have added jollof to it.
Then he quickly went into, but I do not like the way you have spoken to me. Yes. And I am saying that Kitty could have avoided that and just said to the guy, shamed him, in fact, and said to him, "Oh, Romeo, about me, no?
Okay, this is Presbyterian approach. Kitty is not a Presbyterian. He was not raised by
three. I've not liked the way you spoke to me.
We'll close at 6. Okay, gentlemen, it's okay.
So the end.
You know, I mean, for me.
So
I'm done. This is it. We're wrapping up on this. And I was on the floor when you interrupted, Uncle Ken. So I need to finish the point I was making. And the point I was making was that I agree with what everybody has said. Nia Itego has looked at it from all angles, and for him, he believes everybody was wrong. I would agree that there were wrong things done, but once until I am privy to why Kitty was late, I would make my judgment based. That one concerns me.
Not one.
One concerns me. No, it does not matter.
It concern
it matters. It is important. It is important. You shouldn't be late, but things do happen. This is Accra. Things happen.
Honestly, does not matter.
I support you on this is that.
Yeah.
So Sammy Fossey made the point that there was a date. Philip, maybe you produced it.
Yeah.
He sat in for Cosmo, and they had advertised that Stoneboy was going to be on the show.
Yeah.
A day before, they went in and made all the announcements.
Yeah.
On the same day, he had made all the announcements and everything, only for them to reach out and realize that Charlie, the guy has lost his voice. What lawyers would call force majeure.
Everybody will accept that.
Okay, in such situation,
everybody would accept that.
What if he had a certain?
Had he lost his voice on 2 occasions?
What if it was an accident? Nobody gave him the opportunity to even hear him. But
listen,
you guys, there's no excuse. It's fine. Let's stick with that.
No. You are giving an example of somebody who lost the voice either the day before or on the day of the interview. He was reached out to, And he was told, or we radio people were told, that the guy has lost his voice. Master, there's nothing you can do about that. Yes. You understand me? But you actually came to the studio. And whilst you were on your way, you were listening to the show, you were calling the producer
and
or
telling that you are running late.
At the end of that's my point. Yeah. So there was nothing wrong with you to be late. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, that is what we do not know.
When George
if they were calling saying they were going to be late, that does not know that something. That does not mean nothing caused it.
And I keep calling you to say,
Charlie, I'm running late. It's only out of respect. You allow the respect I have for you.
Allow us to get to my friend. My point is right from the beginning. If you knew you
the producer equally have also told them that if you are running late, don't come.
That is why I said from all angles it is wrong.
Judge Quaye.
Yes, Uncle Ken.
Your brother Notedua says I should ask you a question.
Please ask.
He says, are you serious?
Uncle Ken, that one, if that's it, I can show plenty who are asking him about your point too. There was even one from Honorable Kojo I said, hey, it's Uncle Ken for real.
Even in recent times, even this COVID.
I go give you love.
season and all that. But I don't know if you follow the Kiddy and the radio presenter issue.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay. Well, in summary, Kiddy was late to an interview, and the presenter chastised him on air and called out the interview, which had 35 minutes left, and it could have happened. Kiddy was pretty apologetic, but some are saying it was the right thing to do because you artists, a lot of you tend to, be proud and pompous and think you are on top of the world, and that that wasn't the first time he had displayed that kind of attitude on that particular show. So it was right for the presenter to chastise him publicly, though he had apologized and all that.
I don't know what to say on this one because it happened to me too.
You were also sacked from a studio?
No, not that. It happened to me too. Like I was late for an interview, but mine was that I had a problem with the car, so we kept calling the producer, to let him know that we were going to be late because like it doesn't happen. You understand? But then later on, the producer was like, he can't let us go and talk to the fans because I asked to if I can talk to the fans and apologize to the listeners, to apologize to them and tell them maybe if we can reschedule the interview, and then he refused, But things like this, I think apology is the best way to go about it, because even though this is going to help me, it's going to help the radio station too, and it. You understand? And it's your program, and you're trying to protect your program. So it's always best to let the artists come on to express themselves, to apologize because set interview on bar and on bar. You understand?
Well, that's pretty interesting. So let's go to yourself. I mean, how have you been coping through this entire COVID-19 period? I mean, there's no shows, no events, no gigs, no travel, nothing. How have you been coping, Biza?
It's true. But at the same time, it's helping some of the artists, because then you, since nobody's going nowhere, you get the time to focus on recordings and all that. So me per se, like it's helping me a lot, even though I've lost a lot of shows, because like I have gigs that I was supposed to play, outside Ghana here in Ghana, and it's all been cancelled, and I've lost a lot, but it's also helping me to be creative at home.
That's good. It's helping you to be creative at home. How about revenue? Are you generating any revenue through this period? Maybe some from royalties or anything of the sort? Is Gumroad taking care of you guys?
When it comes to Gumroad, but then there are so many ways like to kill a cat. When it comes to our royalties, like there are so many platforms that we put our music on, and you get paid all the time. So it's just a matter of you being able to get the right events and connect, to plug your songs into, to be able to make that money.
Well, talking about Gumroad, when was the last time you received anything from them?
Gumroad?
Yes, Gumroad.
It's been a long time.
A year, 2 years, 3 years?
I think it's more than 2 years. It's been a long time.
Wow. But are you a member, though? A registered member, that is. Are you a registered member, though?
I registered some time back, but I haven't followed up since then, to be honest with you.
All right, we'll leave it here. I mean, as for the other issue, it's been discussed over and again. I don't think we need to go into it at all. The one with the tweet and all that, and I think you've come out, apologized and clarified it. So there's no need getting into it. Charlie, we'll wish you the very best, and
thank you.
We'll continue to say that. Let's all be hopeful. Let's all be hopeful. You did mention at the beginning that you've been working on a project. You released an album or an LP?
So I'm actually working on an album at the moment, but I released a single not long ago.
Yeah, you mentioned.
which is doing very well.
That's well. And how soon is that album coming out?
I'll put a date out soon, but it's this year. It's for this year, hopefully.
Bisa, okay. So I wish you could give us a bit more detail on the upcoming album, but maybe we should just wait when you put out the date. You probably add other details like number of songs and all those things, collaborations and all that.
Yes.
All right, my brother. Okay, so thank you very much for talking to us on Joy.
Thank you, sir.
We wish you the very best throughout the season, and please stay safe. Stay home if you have nothing doing in town. If you're stepping out, wear your mask. All right.
Thank you.
Bless up. Thank you. All right. That was Bisa Kade. Gentlemen, we're about to wrap it all up. We're about to go. Yay! Let me say thank you so very much. I mean, you're and listeners, between 2 to 10 past 3, all the great songs you heard. I mean, from hip life to hip hop to reggae dancehall and all that. That was the legendary Grandmaster Ni Ayi Tego. Yes, the man who once upon a time had the seat. I mean, Charlie, you do some more.
Oh, I try.
No. You do some. Just say you don't sack anybody from your interview.
I was telling a few people, whether it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that the day I decide to write an autobiography, I will get stories.
Oh, very true. Oh, very, very true.
I know a lot of things that people don't know, but
very true.
For now, let me just keep quiet.
Very true. I don't remember which event it was, whether it was a VGM nominees jam or so. There was a certain artist who they brought their song on pen drive or something. I said, "Oh, give it to Nia Tego." They were flexing. No, we have one on DJ. Now them a DJ go do that. You know they play. They are now coming back. You should see Nia Tego. Go back to your DJ.
You put an arrow me on there.
That's right. Go back to your DJ.
No, it was. I think was it Tamale or something?
I remember something happened. Anyway. You know.
This thing that he was doing at Register's place, Charlie. It's not for a big audience.
Yeah.
A small jam.
Yeah.
Stop. So old school now. What was the name they called it? The Thursday night. Oh, this is just recent too.
Oh no, you forget this man. He's done a lot.
A whole lot of things.
It was a regular one Thursday night old school music for
Yeah.
Charlie.
Uncle Ken, we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
Talking about this kiddie thing reminds me of the Techno issue. I hear Techno also missed an interview and fans were bashing him on Twitter. I don't know if any of you follow that. He slept. You see, someone like this, they should sack him from the studio.
But there's something happening. I think that it's important to also shine a spotlight on the fact that 2 of our own, Manifest and Stoneboy, will be performing on the MTV Viacom COVID-19 event on May 25th.
Yeah.
It's important to shine the spotlight on it and, big them up for getting the opportunity. I'm very confident that the 2 would, as usual, be bright spots of the event. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So can I talk?
Yes, Uncle Ken, you can talk now.
I just would like to say that there are some very disciplined artists in society, and we must pick them up. Those ones would always keep you informed if they're not going to be able to make a show, or if they're going to be able to, will arrive on time. On my show on Jazz on Joy, I've interviewed a lot of Ghanaian jazz musicians, and I like to pay homage to a few of them. Stephanie Benson is a disciplined lady. When Stephanie tells you she's coming, she'll be there. Sandra Hewson, great. Ofi, I don't know if any of you know Ofi Kujo.
Yeah.
Ofi, top class performer. Victor Day, the pianist. Victor is so disciplined. If he's coming on your show, he'll be there on time. Wow. Steve Beddy, the saxophonist, another disciplined musician. And Jedu Bleambule, you all know. I mean, Jedu is professional enough to know when he's supposed to be at an interview. And I like to say, a lot of them, I like to say kudos to these guys. And I think the rest of us need to emulate these guys and be ready for our shows. You know what being on air does to you? George Quaye, you cannot come to your program late. So you make it a point to be there. And that has kept me going in other spheres of life. That if you invite me to a place, I like to be there on time. Because I know I can start Jazz on Joy 5 minutes after 9.
All right, Sadiq, very quickly, then we can wrap it up. We have a block of commercials to play before the news team, and then Bile will come our way with flashback.
I think that, that on the substantive issue that we discussed, I take a cue on Uncle Ken's point that the fact that regardless of all the discussions we've had about it, and beyond the blame games on who was right, who wasn't right, I think this should offer us an opportunity to begin to right the wrongs. I'm praying and hoping that with all industry and the talent community will find a common balance in how going forward we all shape up and ensure that these situations do not arise again.
All right, Rasa, very quickly so we can.
Time is money. It is today, tomorrow too, it will be money. So if you are late, you are costing somebody money. But if in this situation, I think that it was so avoidable, especially since there was extra time to have made something out of. And so in as much as all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of
do you know what was arranged for that extra time?
The two of you are always late. You and Sadiq, you Rasta, you and Sadiq, you are late every day. You and Sadiq are late every day. You are sitting here talking somebody.
Talking about somebody.
Get out! In front of the two of you, get out! Get out! Don't come back here again. Get out! Okay, let me say special thanks to the Grandmaster again, to Uncle Ken, to Sadiq Abdullah Abu, and of course to Kwame Rasta. Special thanks as well to Philip Nye for production, and of course Selwyn on social media, and Anita was also in the house, not forgetting DJ Wobet. It's been another exciting edition of Showbiz A to Z, and hey, understand whatever we say here is our opinion, how we feel about it. We believe strongly the matters could have been handled differently, but there's no malice and no harm intended. It's all for show, it's all for good. Thank you so very much for listening. Ernest is going to come our way with the news at 6, and then the man Bile is going to be rocking you to some sweet old school tunes on